Hello everyone. I just want to share a dream I had about 3 to 4 years ago. So in this dream, um, the Lord was showing me there were people seated like in an auditorium, and they were all their names were like being called, and they were coming to sit according to when your name is called, you come and sit. As your name is called, you come and sit. So what I saw, they were all tennis players. And then I saw them coming to sit from people that used to play way back in the days. I saw them all coming to take their positions. But as we were getting to the front, they were seated according to their rank. And then what I saw surprising is they were, the current tennis players, your Rafael Nadal, your Federers. I saw them. They were occupying one of the top seats just before the number one there. So the final seat was occupied by Novak Djokovic. And then I asked, what does that mean? And then I was told Novak is the greatest. Novak Djokovic is the greatest of them all. And during that time, he was way behind Rafael Nadal, Federer. He was way behind in terms of their rankings. I think the leading now it should be 22 games. What is it? 22 ATPs, if I'm not mistaken. Like the trophies that a person would win, like in a calendar year over the duration of their career, like the main events. So I think the current one is 22, and right now I think he's on 21. But the Lord was showing me that he will be the greatest of them all. So I've always, supported Novak Djokovic. I've always had an interest, which is why I think the Lord actually spoke to me concerning him. And then I actually did a further research. I was trying to understand why would the Lord tell me that towards the end, this is how things are going to be. He will be the highest and the others before him. So I was like, okay, I understand no one is going to beat his record. But I needed to understand further why the Lord would specifically use him to explain his return, to say when this happens, this is the end. When this man is leading them all, it is the end. So I did a further research concerning, Novak Djokovic, and I was actually quite surprised. He does so many charity work. He has spent millions of dollars, in charity. He even has his own foundation. As you can see here, his foundation mostly focuses with kids. As you can see here, this is his wife, and this is Novak. You can see all these kids here in the background. He provides financing and even employs teachers to cater for these kids. Some of them, they're orphans. Some of them, the parents cannot afford. So, he's someone who's doing just so much for the faith. See, this was in 2020. You see, here it says Novak Djokovic contributed more than 1.165 million to charity this year. This was in 2020. Every year he donates. 49 schools opened. That is his foundation. Over 7,500 parents supported through our parenting program. 2,200 teachers trained. Over 1.5 million euros donated for the reconstruction and assistance after the 2014 floods, out of which 550,000 euros came from his prize money. So you can see this just to do with his what do you call it, his charity organization, right? But you realize that he's not only contributing towards this charity of his, but he's also contributing even towards the church. He's been contributing money even in his home country for the reconstruction of churches. He is like a strong supporter of the faith, and it's actually quite interesting that not so long back he was in the news for his refusal to take why he was banned to attend. I don't want to mention it because I don't want my video to end up getting censored. But yeah, he's someone who sticks to his faith, and just him, he was willing to sacrifice. Obviously this year in 2023 he's already attending the Australian Open. But last year he was unable to do that for reasons that were in the news. If you just look why Djokovic was unable to attend the 2022 Australian Open, you see the reason. But he's a man of faith, and he's willing to, to suffer for his principles. And I just found it quite interesting that the Lord would choose to show him and say, this will be the sign for my return. So church, Rapture is ready. This man, if he wins this Australian Open, I'm pretty sure by the end of this year he would have matched Roger Federer. Rafa Nadal. And Rafa Nadal, for some strange reason, he actually lost out recently. He got an injury and he ended up losing, like, I think it was his first match or second match, if I'm not mistaken. So already the only one who could continue to extend his winnings so that he would remain like the top seed was actually Rafael Nadal. But now he got an injury. He's out of the Australian Open and Djokovic is still in it. So it's going to be quite interesting. But imagine he's just left with one to catch up. And then if he wins another one this year, it means exactly what the Lord showed me is exactly what will be happening. And it means that, even the rapture of the church will be getting close. So I just thought I should share this with everyone. And you can see here, then the righteous will answer him, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go to visit you? The king will reply, truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. So clearly you can see that, no wonder why the Lord will use him as an example, because he is actually living on the faith. He is doing exactly what we are called to do, taking care of his brothers, his sisters, those who cannot afford to send their children to school. He is doing the best he can. And there are very few athletes and celebrities you can think of who are selfless to that extent, who are willing to sacrifice even their entire winnings just to provide for these young kids. Most people, they're just concerned with becoming wealthy, but he is literally fulfilling the gospel. So he's someone who's not afraid of his faith. As the first picture there you can see here, he's biting this cross here. He's not ashamed of his faith, and we all know what the Lord says. If you're ashamed of me, I'll also be ashamed of you. But if you're not ashamed of me, I will proclaim you before my Father. So I think he's really a good example. And the fact that he's so close, let me just quickly look how far he is from beating the record. All right, so I just quickly went to Wikipedia. All right, you see all-time tennis records, men's singles. All right, as you can see here. The one I was talking about is the Grand Slam tournaments. As you can see, currently, Rafael Nadal, he's leading, right? Rafael Nadal, he's leading with 22 Grand Slams. Novak Djokovic is behind by just one, meaning if he wins just one more this year, this Australian Open or any other, he's going to be at par. But the moment he surpasses Rafael Nadal, then it's pretty much game over from what the Lord told me. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to be happening next in the coming months. But one thing is for sure, this year 2023, it's going to be really exciting. And as the Lord says, Lord, behold, I stand at the door. I am pretty sure his return is very close, because all the signs, they are pointing to his return. I actually had a few other dreams to confirm, that we're really in the season of the, second coming of the King. He's coming to take his church, and we're going home. So be ready, be ready. The King is coming. Ready or not, there is no prolonging the inevitable. So just make sure that you are in right standing with God. Do your best. Take care of others. Let's do like what Djokovic is doing, taking care of those who need help. Wherever you can make a difference, do it. And when the King comes, you will definitely be rewarded. Stay blessed. Love you all. Bye.